This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the 606 Media Studios, this is the TCSF podcast with Big Z featuring Stevie-B from the No Water on the Weekend podcast. And we got JC Fantasy, our football guru, on the show as again. And this episode is brought to you by 606 Media, True Chicago sports fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirts. Go over there and search TCSF in the search option and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is 15% off your entire order with TrueFan15. Go and get your shirts now. What's up, fellas? How's the week been, man?
JC, you can go ahead and go first.
Oh, what a gentleman.
Busy, man. I've been doing some side work for my side job and literally took a quick trip up to Wisconsin today to get some equipment so I could finish the work quicker. So, like I said, a little busy of a day.
There we go.
Nice.
We go. Stevie?
Just work. Stop shedding tears from last night.
Oh, boy.
Not because of the, Bears, but because I had a really terrible weekend of betting. So, Matty Mitrick was on a roll. I think he was on a 3-day winning streak of winning 200 plus every day.
And I'm glad you didn't share any of those picks. Thank you.
No, I didn't, bet on them. So the one I did bet with him, Donovan Mitchell didn't get 3 threes in one game, and it screwed it up big time.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, that's pretty much it. So.
Awesome. Well, I'm back at work day one. Today was tiring just because my sleep schedule is completely off. So today, all the kids were mostly tired, so it was kind of chill. So first day back is always kind of a wash, and then tomorrow we'll get back on to getting everything ready to go for the end of the semester. So that's pretty much it. But let's get into what we came here to do. It is talk Chicago sports. This week in this live episode, the Bears packed it in this weekend with the loss at Green Bay to end the Bears season. The Bulls continue to sting the Hornets and the rest of the NBA this month, hopefully, because they have an easy schedule. The Blackhawks lose their captain to injury. All that plus more, and we'll have what you're watching at the end of the show, and we'll discuss what we've been watching. But first, let's talk Chicago Bears football. This is 3 and Out. All right, first now we are going to start talking about the Bears loss at Green Bay. They lost 9-17, not an offensive touchdown. They looked pretty bad on offense. They looked pretty bad on defense. Green Bay pretty much did what they wanted to do with the Bears. They ran the ball. They threw the ball. Jordan Love looks like an actual quarterback. He ends up with over 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns. And pretty much it's easy to say right now that they have the best quarterback in the NFL's NFC Central, whatever you want to call it, North. The North, whatever, NFC North, whatever the hell we are. But I mean, I was hyped for this game. I thought this was a game that they can knock them out and show that they've been going in an upswing. But again, they disappointed us. So, JC, what did you see this game?
Well, going back to last week when we were making our predictions with Braggs, the one thing I brought up was, Jalen Johnson being out. If that was a possibility, would definitely have changed like my predictions and my numbers. And we were told that oh no, he's sounding optimistic, and lo and behold, he's out for the game, and definitely didn't turn out in our favor.
Huge difference.
Basically, what I saw in the game is, God damn it, the Packers might have a third quarterback.
Yeah. Brett
Favre, Aaron Rodgers, now Jordan Love.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here.
On our 25th.
We can't find a quarterback for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
We traded for one in Jay Cutler, but even he can't be a 4,000 yard, per season quarterback for us. So But Jordan Love, first season for the Packers, he's a 4,000 yard passer. So, like I said, that just leads me to my point of we might be looking for a quarterback. I'm flip-flopping, guys.
Yeah, we've all been flip-flopping, and everybody in Chicago sports, and whether you're radio or TV, everyone has been flip-flopping back and forth. And at this point, we can see that Justin is not that dude. I think one of the Packers in their post game pretty much summed it up and said, our game plan was pretty much if we keep him in the pocket and make him a quarterback, we can beat this team. There's no ifs and buts about it. We can beat this team if we keep him in the pocket and make him throw and not a runner. We can beat this team, and that's just what the NFL thinks of Justin Fields. That he is just a running quarterback, not really a passing quarterback. So, Steven, what did you see this game?
Yeah, I mean, going off of what JC said, I mean, 34 touchdown passes, 4,000 yards. I think who else was in that category? He was at least top 5 in that category. I know a couple other quarterbacks were in there. Defense, nowhere to be found. Couldn't stop. I think they punted not maybe once or twice. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, they've been going down the field, long drives on the throw. Justin, was scrambling, trying to get him out. You could do the play, run and pass on third down, or pass and then run. I mean, the play calling is, mostly to be blamed for that one. And plus, I mean, the schedule too. This is the thing with when we're playing in the division, you play them twice. And I'm hearing this conversation about the loser schedule, right? Because there's 3 games that doesn't really matter. It's not in division, but those 3 games, yeah, they could matter, but
they did matter.
It doesn't matter if you're right. But I'm just saying
we would be in the playoffs.
People are saying for next season, we're going to have the loser schedule, but I mean, you're still playing Packers, the Lions. You could say what you want about the Vikings. Yeah. They could be better next year.
Yeah, well, they will be better. They will be better. Once they get their quarterback, I mean, they got 2 stud wide receivers and a pretty good tight end. So their offense is pretty much set to go. They need a quarterback, and that'll set everything up. But I disagree with you with the offense when it comes to, because they run the same offense. Luke Getsy came out of the tree over there, right? So it's the same exact thing. The only thing is that Luke Getsy wants to do a bunch of 1-yard screens and stuff like that, where it's a horizontal game plan instead of a vertical game plan, and that's what we're missing out at. We're not throwing down the field. Now, granted, the offensive line sucked balls this week, and for some reason they were literally thin as paper, as wet paper, and you know what? It wasn't a good thing. But we went away from what we were good at. We did not run the ball. We really did not run the ball. Herbert had 28 yards, Fields had 27, and Roshan had 20. That's not going to get it done. You've got to be able to run the ball, which gives you time of possession. It's going to open up the play action, it's going to bring down the defense so you can go vertically. It's just, it's hard to continue to say the exact same things, and we are not NFL coaches. We're not on ESPN. We're not, a highly regarded analyst. But if we're seeing these simple things that we can, you institute this in Pee-wee football, into high school football, into college football, it translates. It's just football. And I just don't understand, because there's nobody of consequence on the Packers besides Jordan Love. He's got no all-star wide receivers because they didn't play. His running back was out. He's got nothing but rookies. One of the youngest teams in the NFL besides the Texans, and we couldn't do nothing against nothing. We couldn't do anything.
No, and we talked about it last week or 2 weeks ago about how Justin cannot get a call to save his life.
Not one.
I mean, that hit that he slid.
Yeah.
I mean, can you not? I think he actually did have a concussion, to be honest with you.
I mean, why wouldn't he?
And I think
he definitely got his bell rung. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
and that was the thing, that it's like he has not gotten that call the whole season.
He's not gotten one call all season for that.
Yeah, not once. Yeah.
So
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, he can't get that call, and that would have changed the game a little bit in that, because I think they were down in 5. I think it was 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
Then it was going to the 4th down. So it's just things like that where it's like we can't even get that going against us. for us, and it's going against us. And I don't know. People are putting signs at Hallis Hall. Keep Justin. I think it was one person and their kid, not necessarily people who were doing that.
Yeah.
Because he probably heard his dad saying, "Oh man, they're gonna get rid of Justin." He goes, "No, my favorite player." And they made some signs.
Yeah. So
the father should have been like, "Sell the team," and
shout out to Virginia McCaskey, who celebrated her 101 birthday. 101.
She's as old as Walt Disney.
Which
Okay.
Caleb Williams liked her birthday tweet.
No way.
So,
Huh.
Yep. He
got a
like
thing.
the Bears
flip-flopping.
posted the Bears posted a happy birthday to her and he liked it. So
he's flip-flopping too.
maybe
There's a chance. There's a chance. All right, let's move over to second down. The Bears are 7-10, which is exactly what we said at the beginning of the season, that they would have 7 wins. We said if they got to 10, it'd be gravy, but we expected 7 wins. So right now, everyone is asking what is next for the Chicago Bears. Right now, they sit with the number 1 and the number 9 draft pick. I know we're exhausting this ad nauseum, but this changes week to week, just like our opinions of Justin Fields and Matt Eberflus. And we'll get into the coaching in a little bit. But what is next for the Bears? I mean, today was Black Monday. He didn't get fired. The coaching staff didn't get fired. And players had exit interviews with Ryan Poles and who's the president?
Kevin
Kevin Williams.
Yeah,
that guy.
I can't remember. He doesn't come out and talk much, so it's kind of hard to remember.
No, they just do a special for him and they put it on the Bears website.
Yeah, just to see, like, does he actually go to work or does he actually do something?
They're like, all right,
I
you
thought
got
that
to
was
show up
pretty
to
cool
work
for
today.
him,
We're going to
but
film
who
everything.
wakes up at 4? I mean, I used to, but yeah.
Yeah, well, so what, JC? What is next for the Bears? Because right now, this is your time to shine. This is your Christmas when it becomes off season, and you got the draft, you got free agency, you got all these great opportunities that are hanging above the Bears' head. What are they going to do?
Guys, at this point, I have no idea what the hell they're gonna do. Because here's the problem, right? Like, we've now sat here and said, you know what? We thought Justin was gonna be the guy.
Right.
Lo and behold, nope. We pulled the trigger too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're sitting here going, okay, he's not the guy. Now you sit there and go, well, is it Caleb Williams at 1? Do we trade back to 3? Snag Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Take those extra picks that we pick up from the Commanders or the Patriots.
Right.
We then move up with the number 9 and grab like a Jaden Daniels or Michael Penix or a Bo Nix at 9 or earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, where last week I was sitting there like, nope, we're going to trade back. We're going to get Marvin Harrison Jr. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And it's going to be perfect. We're going to get our center at, 34 or, that second round pick because we're going to get it from the Patriots or the Commanders. Now you're sitting here going, fuck, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. If we take Caleb Williams, I'll be happy about it because, like I said, at this point, we've seen what Justin Fields is. Like you said, if they keep him in the pocket, he cannot function as a pocket passing quarterback.
No, he's proven that he can't deal with pressure and he can't read defenses.
He can throw the ball 30 yards downfield to a wide open DJ Moore for a touchdown. But again, like we literally just watched Jordan Love 7-yard, 9-yard passes just pick us apart.
Right, because we played a soft cover 2 the entire time. They barely played any man. I know we had a hurt secondary, but when you play a cover 2 like that and a good quarterback, we'll pick it apart because there's open zones. So they just throw through the zone and make sure the wide receiver hits his spot. Bam, there's 7 yards that become 15, they become 30, and it's just so easy to see that. If we can see that, why can't they? I just don't get it, JC.
But again, Justin Fields isn't making those 7-9 yard passes, picking people apart.
Right.
He hasn't done that for 3 years.
He doesn't throw receivers
like
open.
I said, he runs for touchdowns, he runs for first downs, and it's like beautiful deep balls.
Yes.
Beautiful deep balls. But like I said, when it comes to crossing routes, to comeback routes, to 15-yard hitches, to anything like that, it's just like he has no rhythm, he has no timing, he's looking the wrong way when the other guy on the other side of the field's open.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, it's just, you sit there and watch the tape and it's just like, unfortunately, as a Bears fan, you have to look at the tape and just say, it's not good enough. We can improve on this. And, you know, and again, I'm not saying Caleb Williams is going to be the next generational Andrew Luck or, you know, Trevor Lawrence, which Trevor Lawrence isn't even a generational quarterback.
No.
Right. Like, look what
To
happened.
me, like CJ Stroud is looking like a generational quarterback,
Right.
which nobody would have
What round
seen
was
coming.
he picked in?
CJ?
Yeah.
CJ Stroud was the number 2 overall pick last year.
Yep.
But like I said, now Brock Purdy
Was not.
looking like now everyone's saying Brock Purdy is a game manager. I'm sorry, man. That dude is leading in passing yards with the least amount of attempts. So to me, that boy is throwing downfield, but he ain't throwing very much.
Right.
Because granted, you know, San Francisco has a great run game with Deebo Samuels and C-Mac. So you don't have to throw the ball as many attempts. But like I said, when, you know, he made it to the Pro Bowl as Mr. Irrelevant. So it's one of those where if San Francisco can find Mr. Irrelevant and turn him into a Pro Bowler, and yet the Bears can't do it with Justin Fields, Mr. Turd Biscuit.
Turd Biscuit.
You got, like I said, Kyle Orton, Jay Cutler. Like, we could go down the list, and it's like the Bears, for whatever reason, can never make a quarterback work.
So this is a scouting issue then. We have a bad scouting system.
I don't, you know what? I don't necessarily say it's a bad scouting system. I mean, don't get me wrong. We have never drafted a quarterback worth its salt. But what I will say is a lot of it comes down to play calling and offensive coordinators. It's the bland, we're going to run the football down your throat since 1985. And don't get me wrong, like, that's Bears football.
Right.
But, you know, unfortunately, like, I'd like to see a modern football team. I'd like to see a, you know, Shanahan style offense come to Chicago.
When we throw for over 300 yards a game. That'd be nice.
Or we have a quarterback that can throw for over 300.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Justin had 16 attempts. 16.
Yeah, and how many were at the line of scrimmage?
Yeah.
Like I said, to me, and that's probably the worst part of this is you also sit there and go, how much is it Justin? How much is it Luke Getsy?
Mm-hmm. DJ
Because
Moore
it's like,
said that. Yeah, DJ Moore said
like
it.
you see flashes from Justin,
Mm-hmm.
and you go, you know what? I see something there. But then, like, the other 3 quarters, you're sitting there going, like, it's stale, it's stagnant, like, there's no rhythm, like, he's not finding the open guy. We're throwing 2 yards off the line of scrimmage, bubble screens. We had a 3rd and 24, and we did a bubble screen. Now, granted, like Serg said, our offensive line can't hold water.
Yeah.
You know, I can't tell you how many rushes came straight up the middle, through the center, and just blew our center up.
Well, we didn't have the center, right?
Yeah, it was a backup center.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put, you know, again, we all know Lucas Patrick he's gone. He needs to go.
Well, he's gone.
But we had a backup center in because Patrick was on IR. So unfortunately, but it's one of those, if we fix the offensive line, we have DJ Moore. I know Mooney might be gone.
Yep.
There's plenty of wide receivers on the free agency market this year. T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, those kind of guys that can come in. We could sign them off the free agent market. Forget drafting. If we decide to go Caleb, you could still get a Dunze at 9. You could still get, some of these other wide receivers. Brian Thomas, as Bragg said last week. But I'm at the point where, throw the picks at Caleb Williams, throw the picks at the offensive line, and let's fix this offense. Because the defense is rolling, but the offense is doing nothing.
Yeah, the defense, I mean, I think last week they had a bad game against the Packers. I think that might have been, a scheming issue or just a bad game plan, really. But the defense has shown up for most of the season besides the 4-game losing streak. But we're looking at a team that really, in my opinion, has 6 good players on offense and 6 good players on defense. But you need 11. You need 11 good players on each side of the ball. And I think we're halfway there on each side of the ball. It's just that our offensive line is garbage. So, I mean, besides one player, but it's hard to say the offensive line, right? Because that's one of the issues. But Miami's had a different offensive line every single game this season, and Tua's throwing for a ridiculous amount of yards and throwing touchdowns. So if he can do it, then it's the quarterback.
No. That might be an offensive coordinator that knows how to scheme around a struggling offensive line.
Ooh.
Again, I put a lot of this on Getsy. Don't get me wrong, it could be an offensive line coach, which, I would like to think that Poles, being a former offensive lineman, being in the building, being around practices, would be able to spot like, I was a former offensive lineman, like this coach kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So like I said, I would like to put some hope in that. Now, granted, Poles was not that great of a player in his time,
right?
In the NFL, but like he seems to be a good talent scout. So it's one of those where he picked Braxton Jones in the 5th. I mean, he's been playing pretty well for us. Like I said, he finds those gems for us. So, like I said, I would like to think he can spot a bad coach, but. Like I said, I mean, to me, it's just talent as well. It's, Lucas Patrick, like we've been stating for weeks, like he's at his ceiling, like, and his ceiling's not good enough. So, unfortunately, but I think, same time, Getsy's trying to scheme around things with the short passing game, get the ball out of Justin's hands quickly. But it's when you run it that many times, that becomes another hindrance all in itself. So again, I put a lot of this on Getsy,
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the year, also another thing was, when Justin Fields came out and said they're putting too much on my plate, they're overcoaching, they're doing this, they're doing that. To me, it was also like, is this guy really understanding the playbook? Like, yeah, because to me, like if they're putting too much on your plate in year 3, like are you just not understanding the playbook? Like you need it simplified. Like is that what we're kind of looking at?
Well, we see he can't go past his second option. He doesn't get past his second option.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He does very rarely, but it's again, a lot of times he's staring down one guy and it's not the guy that is going to break open based on the scheme of the defense.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I lean to, I said it before, draft me a quarterback that's been a starting college football starter for 4 years, that has been playing for a long time, Brock Purdy-esque or whoever it may be. But I want someone who's been in a pro style offense, not an RPO college offense, that has been going against defenses for 3 or 4 years and just literally look at the game tape and see if he can make his progressions.
So is that guy Penix?
Bajan can make his progressions. It's just his physical talent is lacking.
And it's funny that you bring that up because an article came out saying Tyson plans to become more dynamic for Bears after whirlwind rookie season. So, I mean, you don't have to, again, get the offensive line, get a wide receiver, get the talent, and then make that the quarterback position the last piece you need. I mean, see what you could get for Justin. I mean, if you're going to trade down or grab, trade him to someone who needs a quarterback who's already in the top 5 in the draft so far. See if you can make another pick for that. So, I mean, trying to figure out what to do. I mean, there's so many variables, and this is going to go down to, I don't know, February, March, right before. I mean, I think Getsy will probably go, but, so hold on.
Is that you? Steven has a fire apparently, so he's gonna go put that out.
It's a sign that the Bears should burn the house down.
Apparently, well, they already burned the house down. The thing with JC saying if you draft a quarterback, then the administration that we have here all has to go. Every single coach has to go. I don't trust them to. I don't know to nurture a new rookie quarterback. Like we've been doing this for years and years and years.
Like we brought up. I mean, you're talking. There is opportunity. Again, Ron Rivera got fired this morning.
Right.
So I assume he hasn't been fired yet, but Eric Bieniemy, I assume will be let go with him unless he interviews for it and gets the head coaching job in Washington, which it's a possibility.
Right.
Again, we brought up last week that Frank Reich, possibly could come in and be the offensive coordinator / assistant head coach.
Correct.
Because not only are you getting a former head coach, you're also getting a guy who used to play or,
coach,
make offensive
Manning.
calls. Worked with Carson Wentz, which, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing nowadays. And he was quote unquote a QB whisperer for a while there. And, it never really panned out for him as a head coach. But, not every offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator
is made to be a head coach.
Can make that leap to being a good head coach. So, maybe he's better off as a offensive coordinator for us.
Yeah.
So, like I said, to me, we definitely need to start with Getsy needs to get the axe. His play calling, it's been standing out all year long as an issue. Even Poles has seen the issue. Again, I keep going back to that one game where they panned to him up in the box and you could just see him mouthing.
They ran the same
same play again. He's going to run the same play again. Like you just see him mouthing that. And it's like, you kind of know like the writing's got to be on the wall. Like,
I'm surprised nothing came out today. To be honest with you.
Well, you know how that is. The Bears, they're under contract. The Bears are going to evaluate. We're in no rush, and that's how you end up with the non-top pick for your head coach or your non-top pick for your offense coordinator, and you end up with scrubs like Getsy. So
you also have the college championship being played as we're recording right now. That can be another factor right there because we have Hardball still coaching. So if you're going to interview him, he can't do that while he's playing. He has a game going on. So maybe they're waiting for that. Are they going to have access to Hardball? Is he interested? What does that dynamic look like? So there's a lot of factors, and that's the issue. There's so many factors into everything. You have Justin, you have Luke Getsy, you have Eberflus, you have the number 1 pick. What are you going to do with that? You have a lot of money in free agency. You have essentially you have the best scenario and the worst scenario at the same time because you cannot mess this up.
I will say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
Look, the Texans were second worst team?
Yeah.
last year, and look, now they're going to the playoffs
Well,
because they got C.J. Stroud. They got, they fixed what they needed to fix, regardless if it was like a major fix or just putting a patch, right? But they're still going to the playoffs. They still had a winning season. C.J. Stroud is a stud. He helped me in my fantasy football league, but I hate that he got a concussion because when that happened, that was a week that I needed him. It's not his fault. Glad he's safe. Glad to see him go to the playoffs. But I actually want the Texans. That would be my pick if I'm going to go AFC.
They play the Browns.
Again.
Am I correct?
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I did a podcast with Jose last summer, like a pre-draft episode.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I said I want CJ Stroud.
You sure did. You said the little midget that's in Carolina sucks.
I kept saying, CJ Stroud is my number one quarterback in the draft. I really want the Bears to draft him. And then, we kind of talked about like, well, if we don't go quarterback, and then we got on to, I started talking, well, we really need the right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And we started talking tackles, and another guy I mentioned was Byron Young. Your old podcast mate asked me like, well, who's a later round guy? And I named Byron Young out of Texas, and Byron Young went off. He had a great season as a rookie. So, unfortunately, like I said, it's just one of those where, I said,
I think Jose's the one. Joe is the one that put the signs at Hallis Hall.
Yeah, Joe went to Hallis Hall. Our former classmate here from Northeastern went over to Hallis Hall.
Listen, all three of us need to go start putting up. We want Caleb Williams signs. we want a new quarterback. Justin cannot throw within 15 yards.
So you would take Caleb over Penix? JC?
No, I'm not saying that. So for me personally, I want a quarterback within probably the first 9 picks. Now, I don't care if it's Caleb at 1 or if it's Bo Nix at 9.
Okay.
To me, like, we have to leave one of those 2 picks with a quarterback. Was this Joe Villanueva was saying no? I
think he's saying no. He didn't put the signs up.
Yeah.
I
think he did.
I think he did.
Feel it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got nothing but time.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like name one other first round like quarterback. Trevor Lawrence didn't even go to the playoffs, right? It's just things like that where it's like you don't need to draft that first round quarterback that's the top stud. Again, JC brought up Brock Purdy. You have all these other quarterbacks that come out and they do really well. They get the job done. I mean, let's go fix the patches. It's like plugging them holes.
But like I said, like Joe Flacco looking like the resurgence.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You've got the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. Can't think of his name right now.
The backup,
Right? Tyrod Taylor every year is good for 3 wins.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting here still wasting time hoping Justin Fields can put it together. And it's just one of those where it's like, I'm not sold anymore, man. Like,
I've been off the train since last year, and Jose can contest to that.
What's that? What was that? I'm looking at Joe over here making more comments. He says, "Oh no, to replacing Fields. Also, I think our system does not fit Fields." Well, yeah. Essentially, you had Mike Martz over here with Justin Fields. And,
I mean, like I said, I've been saying it's a Getsy problem, but it's not just a Getsy problem. Again, we're sitting here with a quarterback who, again, he's an off-script quarterback. He does not throw in timing, in rhythm. And to me, if teams are going to hold you in the pocket, if you can't throw in rhythm when a guy is open or is about to break open, you're useless.
Yeah.
Like Pat Mahomes is an off-script quarterback, but he can still throw in rhythm to a guy who's getting open.
Get a rhythm.
So, and unfortunately,
when you get the blue,
it's the rhythm of the.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And Joe says, change the quarterback or change the offensive scheme. Well, we're gonna do both.
I think
Change
we're at the
them
point,
both.
Joe, where we change both.
Both.
Yeah, it is time to literally, give everybody their walking papers and draft a whole new quarterback, wide receiver, offensive.
pink
Like,
slips.
yeah, everybody's getting their pink slips over there at Hallis Hall. If you can get Harbaugh, great. If you can get Bieniemy, that'd be great. Somebody different that's gonna inject some juice into this organization. All right, so we already talked about the third down pretty much because I was asking about the holes on offense and defense. Holes as a monumental task, turning this team into, from a turd to a diamond. And look at that. Oh no, look at that. Look who decided to show up. Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, Chrome and Mac and man, I need to throw this damn old ass Mac.
And that was 3 and out. So catch it back.
That is fair. That is fair. I deserve that one.
Oh my
it's not
goodness. Welcome, Serg. Welcome to the show. So pretty much, I mean, we have a lot of possibilities, and like I said earlier, it is the best possibility and the worst possibility because one move can derail the rest of the moves, and it's literally a domino effect. So either you have to hit on everything or you're gonna mess up something. And if you look at our history in our organization, we've messed up a lot of times going into the draft, going to making trades. Our wide receiver trades, or wide receiver drafting has been horrible. Besides DJ Moore,
I'd say the last one was Johnny Knox.
Rest in peace,
But
Johnny Knox, because he broke his
unfortunately,
back.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we had the Devin Hester experiment too. I mean, there's been so many things. Robinson. Who was Mickey Mouse hands? Who went to Philly? JC.
Sorry, my computer is glitching here. So, what was the question?
Well, who was the wide receiver with the Mickey Mouse hands that we had here? In Alshon, was it Alshon Jeffrey?
Jeffrey.
Yeah, it was Jeffrey.
Yeah, it was Alshon.
Yeah, we had the big old Mickey Mouse hands. So, I mean, that probably is the last time we drafted a good wide receiver is Alshon Jeffrey. Then,
Well, we're hoping to get there.
which he really wasn't even that great for us. I mean, he did okay. I think he had like 70, 80 receptions every year.
Mm-hmm.
He was good number 2. But like I said, definitely wasn't that number 100 catch a season guy.
No.
Yeah, send Mooney to the moon.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
But
yeah, go ahead.
Just a
Put a bow on it.
quick thing.
Yeah, put a bow on
it. Still here and still going. 2024 opponents.
Yes, exactly where I was going.
Non NFC North. We're looking at the Rams, the Jags, the Titans, Seahawks, Patriots, Panthers. Then Houston, Indy, and San Francisco, and Commanders. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say 6 of those are losses potentially.
Mm-hmm.
In San Fran, Houston, Indy, Jags, Rams, and potentially like the Titans are still playing out of their mind. Vrabel is a great coach. Unfortunately, we don't seem to grab good coaches when they're available. But,
No, not at all.
like I said, and then you add in our opponents of the NFC North, and it's looking like another rough year for us, gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not in like the rush to get a quarterback next season. Just get the pieces we need, and then have Tyson go and do his thing.
Who's coming
or
out?
Get an older quarterback.
Is Manning coming out next
Play
year?
with it.
JC?
What?
Is Manning?
Who? I'm sorry.
Manning? The baby?
Arch Manning is 2026, so he's still 2 years out.
Darn it.
But again, he's sitting behind Quentin Ewers, and everything that came out this first year was he was not looking very good
Oh, boy.
in camps and practices. He was like QB3 or QB4 for Texas. So, maybe sophomore year he gets a little better, but like I said, he's not really looking that great for us, as an opportunity either.
I'll say this, and I know you guys probably won't give the
Yeah, put a ball on it, Serg, before we get out of this segment.
It appears that getting another quarterback is pointless if you don't fix the O-line. Don't give a shit what anybody says. Don't fix the O-line. I don't care. You can bring Jesus himself in there. He's not going to get through there. He's not going to be able to stay in the pocket. He's not going to be able to run. He's not going to be able to do anything. Our guy was sacked how many times yesterday? It's pathetic to go and get another quarterback just to see him fail. Fix the O-line, bring in another quarterback if you want. But Justin Fields had improved a lot in the past few weeks that we've seen just to have these sandbag plays that we had yesterday. I think he has room for improvement. I think if they just fix the damn O-line, stop trying to bring people in. Another quarterback. Stop trying to bring in from the draft or whoever. Just fix the damn O-line. That's it. It sounds easy, right? But we never get that right. Never. These quarterbacks are just set up for failure when they come to Chicago.
Serg and Joe were putting up signs at Hallis Hall to save Justin Fields. That's why Serg was late today. He had to drive all the way down.
Definitely makes sense.
Yeah, you are
from Colorado.
yeah, from Colorado. It's a long drive and there's snow coming. Yeah, you literally are in the minority saying keep Justin Fields and fix the O-line. I think
he's not a perfect quarterback by all means. No, but my problem is that it doesn't matter who the hell you bring in. They're getting sandbagged. It doesn't matter who you bring in. Patrick Mahomes. Oh, we could have had him. He could have been the same bullshit that they're doing now. You bring in whoever else. It would have been the same crap. It doesn't matter who you bring. It's always going to be the same result. Because you know why? We have crap plays and we have crap O-line. That's it.
Yeah, but to JC's point is if you have an offensive coordinator who understands how to use the strengths and weaknesses of your offense, then you can do it. And a perfect example, as I brought up earlier, was Miami. All season they had a different offensive line. They've always had all these injuries, and this guy's throwing for 4,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. And you know that's what you have. Talent should rise to the top, and your quarterback should be able to open up your receivers, be able to back out of a play and call it audible right there, and say, you know what, they're blitzing, cool. Let's call a quick slant, boom. Get 5 yards and keep it pushing. You got to keep moving the chains. You can't run 8 plays to get 1 yard and not score. And that's what the Chicago Bears are, inept. It's as simple as that. And we haven't had any good coordinators for offense in a very long time. So, again, Getsy's got to go. I think the Fields experiment at this point, while he has improved, but any other games that he did have were against very, very bad teams, not against an elite defense. So what you saw yesterday, they picked them apart because they had 17 games this season to 16 games this season of tape, and they saw how to break him down. Put him in the pocket, he can't throw. All you got to do is double his number one wide receiver because he doesn't get to his second read. And that's it. That was the game, 9-17.
That's why Carlos Santos got that award for the most kicks. Yeah. Because all he was doing the whole season was kicking field goals. So congrats to him. He did a really great job. He deserves it. He deserves that pay grade and to be a Bear again. So, yeah. But also Lance Briggs came out in the after show and said, get us a damn quarterback after 10 straight losses to the Packers. I think, Jay Cutler in 2015 was the only one that actually got a win in Lambeau last time. So even though Lance Briggs said we had Jay Cutler, but I don't know how much that's saying. So there's a little beef there. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do here. Nothing looks good in Chicago right now. And you'll find out when we transition.
That's right. Jose? Yeah, it is time to punt this Bears season very, very far.
While you guys transition, I'm going to go ahead and restart my computer because something's going on here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna restart while we do the break.
No problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors with the Loop. 90 seconds. We'll be right back.
Hey true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15
for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to Nowhere on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Thanks, Sean. Welcome back to the TCSF podcast. This is The Loop, our Chicago Sports Roundup, where we keep you in the loop.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to loop around our Chicago sports teams. And let's start off with the Chicago Bulls. Recently, they had hosted the Charlotte Hornets and were able to beat a decimated team with lots of rebounding, great shooting. I think they're playing as we record at the moment. I am checking the score right now, and let me tell you right now what it is. The Bulls are up 7.
It's 104.99.
Oh wow, 104. I got 106, 102. It just updated.
Oh.
We got 3:25 left in the fourth quarter. I mean, the big news is that Zach Lavine came back to play basketball. He came off the bench, which is great coaching by Billy Donovan. You haven't been here for 17 games. You got to get your legs back in. Your Vooch was out 5 or 6 games. He also came off the bench. It threw the offense for a loop while playing at home. And as I'm watching this game, I'm like, okay, Zach, you're being very hesitant. I know like he doesn't want to disrupt the offense, but once you're on the floor, you disrupt the offense. And we need you to be a playmaker. If you're getting past the ball, if they're passing you the ball, be the playmaker. He's driving to the ball all the way at the hoop and then passing it all the way out to the three-point line. Dude,
Just finish.
Take the 2 points. It's a high percentage shot. You're there. You should be a finisher. And that's always been my problem with Zach. He wants to be paid superstar money, but you're not a superstar. Dude, do your job as a superstar and finish. Go dunk on somebody. You want a dunk contest. Dunk on people. You're there at the rim. Just do your job. And you know what? It's so frustrating because you have a coach who doesn't have balls, in my opinion. You don't have the balls to handle high profile players. This was what happened also in OKC. Once he had Chris Paul there, it disrupted everything because he's also a high diva, high profile player, and it disrupted everything. Zach's got to go at the trade deadline. I think we have to wait a week or two before we can actually trade him. He's got to go. He's got to go. Boys?
I saw the game the other day. I think the offense and everything was, again, like you said, Jose, it was in sync, but everyone's nervous and everyone's tippy-toeing around. But, I mean, they've been playing really well, regardless if they lose or win. But, they find ways to keep the game close.
Yeah.
I mean, with the New York one, I think that one was a little rough. New York has some new pieces, or one new piece in general, I should say. That guy's a stud. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But, going against Charlotte, it's building confidence. I would rather have us get those kind of easy wins, wing in Lavine, and just have him come off the bench. I think that was, again, you're talking about balls. I think telling him that you're going to come off the bench shows a little bit of balls.
I think that was more Zach's decision than anything. He's like, you know what? These guys are playing great. I don't want to disrupt it. I'm coming back. I don't have my legs yet. I only practiced once with the Windy City Bulls. I'm not there yet. I'm not in NBA court shape. And that's a big difference from 17 games. That's literally, he was out almost a whole month.
Right.
So you don't have your legs with you. You don't have your shot. You don't have your timing yet. And then you're coming off the, you're going to say you're coming off the bench. Now you're playing with the second and third tier guys. It's a big difference than playing with DeMar and Kobe and Vooch all the time. That's a big difference. So I don't see how this Bulls team can continue to win right now, especially in January, because they have the easiest part of their schedule. They're playing San Antonio. I think they're playing Toronto.
They got the Rockets next.
Yeah, they're playing pretty easy opponents coming up. So it's time to make some changes. Unfortunately, the Bulls operate kind of like everyone keeps teasing me, like the White Sox, and anonymity, giving coaches extensions and not telling anybody what the details are. So I don't know.
I will say this: the 12th is going to be a big game, though. They actually play Golden State, and I think that's the
Golden State's a bad team. Golden State's a bad team.
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I think they're in the struggle bus right now, but once everyone starts,
they're 17 and 19. They're one game ahead of the Bulls.
Still, I mean, you're looking at the West. All right, the West is a lot more competitive in my eyes than the East.
Shit, they almost lost to the Pistons. I don't want to hear about Golden State because I think that dynasty's done. I think they have one good player, and everyone else is just kind of just standing there. Clay is checked out. No one likes Clay. He's going to be a free agent. He's going to be overpriced, and some idiot team is going to pick him up, and he's not going to be that good. Okay, he can go to the Lakers. I think he's from LA.
I'm just assuming here. But yeah, I mean, it's just the ring ceremony thing that I'm interested in most because I want to see if Pippen's going to be there.
Yeah,
but
you know, ask your mom for tickets.
I mean, I could just see, just winning a couple of games here and there. But I think majority of the team here is still capable of win. They're still fun to watch, but it's the egos aside. And right now, I think a lot of them are struggling. But I mean, they've gone down a stretch where they've put up great numbers. So I don't feel like it's a total wash so far.
Well, today, Rozier went for 39, and it's tied up right now.
Yes, it is tied up, and I'm hoping
they played a staggered game when Lavine came back. They were struggling to score in the first quarter again. The last game.
Yep.
They were struggling to move the ball around. They were struggling. Today, your high scorers is White and Drummond at 23 and 21 right now. And if you continue to let these guys that were performing while Lavine has been gone, you'll continue to win some valuable games. But if you let Lavine dictate what the next moves are because he gets paid what he gets paid, we're going to be SOL. We're going to see another, we'll have another play-in game where we're going to get bounced right out. And I don't want that. I want that's why I put that post up earlier. Is like we're sad. Is every team that we have is bad management, right?
Yeah.
This is bad management again. And we just went from the Bears to the Bulls, and it's bad management. And then we go to the White Sox and so forth. Bad management. It doesn't matter where we.
Not
go.
the Cubs.
You haven't signed anybody. Shh. You haven't signed anybody.
I haven't heard a spark from them yet either. But as far as the Bulls are concerned, they have a good shot at least becoming an 8th or 7th seed. They just need to buckle down and don't do the Lavine show. That's it. Don't do the Lavine show. They play so well without him by moving the ball and allowing the guys that were not performing before perform. When Lavine is there, they play staggered.
Yeah.
They all look at each other.
We're going to
unfortunately, they've given Lavine 30 minutes tonight, and he's scored 9 points out of it. So
yeah, and we're going to overtime.
What good is that? But
it's a second game.
I do want to go over something. Jose gave me a wonderful True Chicago Sports Fan shirt, but there's something interesting about the back of it. There's this cool design.
Oh,
you guys can see it.
The man in the mirror.
It's Zach Lavine, the man in the mirror.
Wow.
He ain't gonna get me.
Oh man,
Michael Jackson. He's got the man in the mirror.
I am definitely gonna go over to JC's place and steal that shirt. That is, that is my new favorite shirt. The man in the mirror.
That should be
Wow.
on your playlist. In the morning.
JC, if you want to come on my show too, you're more than welcome to. So if it involves making merch, so
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would be
no, that's hilarious. That's funny.
That's
You
really
have to
funny.
do a Caruso like Glass apparently, because everyone thinks he's very fragile.
I think JC
That's the first thing that plays in the morning, huh? Big Z.
always the man in the mirror. That's how I wake up every morning, man. Got to sing that and dance out of the bed. I think JC froze right now for a second, but that is an awesome
It's a good
shirt.
picture.
Yeah, it is good. Someone
That he
take someone
froze
take a screenshot of that. Someone take a screenshot. People that are listening on the podcast, the audio version, JC pretty much froze holding the picture up. So this is amazing. That shirt's amazing. We got to put that into production. Grip might get booted. So JC's doing some.
We were preaching this song last week.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, so what are we looking for then? If we're trading Zach, what are we looking for? We're looking for draft picks, or we're looking for we're obviously going to take on some bad contract because of the money that he is getting paid. We're going to have to take back at least one or two bad contracts. But I don't see that much of a trade market for Zach Lavine. Rumors are the Lakers. Rumors are the Sacramento Kings.
Golden State was another one.
I don't. Golden State doesn't really have assets that we would want.
I mean, the thing was with Andrew Wiggins and their rookie that they got, who's pretty good.
I mean, I would take on Andrew Wiggins because I know he's disgruntled with Steve Kerr at the moment for the amount of playing time. So I would definitely.
You're trading a Lavine for another Lavine.
Yeah.
Lavine is just as bad as Lavine. He's very inconsistent.
Right.
This is the same kid that everybody was bashing on at the beginning of the season because he couldn't do jack shit. Now he plays a couple of games here and there like Lavine. It gets that little spark and then disappears because it's just a spark and it no more.
Yeah, and that's why I said that there's not really options out there for Zach. And again, just like JC said, like trade him to the worst team. And right now it would be the Pistons, but I don't see the Pistons try. I mean, he would score 40 a night probably, because I mean you would take. But the thing is, he would take shots from away from Cade. What's his name? Cade Huntington. Cade Cunnington. I can't remember his name. Cade Cunningham. And then you have who else is over there? Killian Hayes. I mean, they have a good team that can put up points. It's just they're young and inconsistent. So definitely trade.
They're missing that veteran leadership that Zach could really provide.
That's exactly what the JC's a salesman.
Oh, sell him that bullshit. Here you go.
That's
I'll
right.
sell it. Give me a shovel. I will.
He's gonna slang that thing. Here you go. Take it.
Talking about selling, be sure to go over to True Chicago Sports on their website and get yourself a sticker at a very valuable price.
There you go. Look at Steven. Steven's got the salesman mentality there. All right. Actually, that's a great segue, Hawks. We're doing the Blackhawks. And Steven, what's going on with the Blackhawks?
Oh man, you got to play that goal. No goal sound.
You want the goal sign? I got the goal sign. You want the goal sign? Here we go.
But hey, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
All right, Steven, you're up.
Oh man, let me tell you guys, it's fun to see some young action, but Connor Bedard is out. He fractured his jaw. And it's interesting because now he's an all-star, supposed to be the first one to go on the ice, 18 years old, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to go play in the all-star game, which is
a month away.
Pretty sad for me.
Maybe you could do the skills portion, maybe?
Yeah, I think he'd do the skills portion.
That
part. And I think he was going to get paid more for the all-star game than he does pay for the entire season.
Probably. I believe that. But he was placed on injured reserve on Saturday due to the fractured jaw. Same with Nick Filogino. I can't. Yeah, sorry. Who's dealing with a fractured left finger. Blackhawks have 9 players on IR right now. So
they're wounded.
Dogging it out and putting whoever they can on the ice. I know they probably eventually, if it gets really bad, they're going to have to go to the Wolves at Allstate Arena.
Oh well, they can't do the Wolves. The Wolves are not their affiliate. The Rockford.
No, I know, but
Rockford
I mean, I'm
Ice
just saying
Hogs
they
are.
have to get players close enough.
Look at me knowing hockey.
So, number 2 thing. These are 5 things that I thought about. The Blackhawks went with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen because they didn't have a 12th, forward. It's just these things because of injuries. Another day they scored 2 goals in 2 minutes and 40 seconds in the second period. So there's these strides of like improvement and dogging it out and roughing it out, but a lot of injuries are causing this team to have more setbacks, and looks like we're going to have another good draft pick. I mean, we're good at getting draft picks here in the city, that's for sure.
We're draft city.
And I would like to say maybe the Blackhawks have a better draft history in Chicago.
100% they do. They can draft way better.
Any other team here, so I'm okay with them. Getting these picks. I trust them more than any other team here.
Steven, we made
good.
Steven, didn't we make a trade that next morning for the Penguins? Didn't we? We made a trade.
We did, and it actually, I believe we did for the Penguins. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I can't believe I forgot about that one.
Pitlick? Was it Pitlick?
Something like that. It's Nikita. Nick, that one you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he got a go-ahead goal to put him up 3-2 the other day.
It
at
cost me some money.
Calgary. So he's been helping out, and he's been doing a really good job. So I mean,
he cost me some money because I bet on the Blackhawks to lose. I was like, our best player is down. I'm betting them to lose. Thank you very much, and they ended up winning. So, they're a scrappy team.
I mean, they'll come out and still play and have a good time, but it's like you don't know whether they're gonna win or lose.
I got a
couple things.
Yeah, go ahead, Serg.
Go ahead.
And with Bedard, first off, was that a forearm or was that a check?
It looked like a shoulder.
Did anybody see the game?
It was a shoulder check.
It was a shoulder, yeah.
So it's clean though.
It was a clean hit because they took the puck away from behind, and then he rotated a little bit, and that guy was coming in just to check him, and ended up being a shoulder to the jaw. So it wasn't malicious.
And that was the first thing. But the second thing is, when people are saying, well, when we put up he made the All-Star first one at 18, or this didn't age well, he doesn't lose his All-Star status.
No,
he does not.
He might get a little asterisk because he doesn't get to play because he got hurt, but he is still the youngest player in NHL
to be selected.
All-Star.
Correct.
Everybody who's jumping on, well, this didn't age well, shut the fuck up. Because at this point, he is still an All-Star.
Absolutely. He's definitely an All-Star. I'm just saying that it sucks that I don't get to see him play.
Right.
No, not you.
The part that I'm at. No, I get what you were saying. I was just saying for me, I want to see him play.
Every day.
I want to see him play, and I thought that was going to be the coolest thing to see.
Yeah.
But if he's not doing the All-Star game and he does, the other stuff, that'd be cool too, just to see him.
All-Star used to be later on in February, but now it used to be like a week after, a week before the NBA, but now supposedly it's the last weekend of January. Is that accurate?
I can look it up right now.
Yeah. Anyone else have any great things? I know we're still trying to go to, a game.
It is February 3rd, the day before the Super Bowl.
Oh, so that's great.
Am I correct?
I was thinking he would have
the Super Bowl's later in February.
Is it?
February 11th is Super Bowl.
So it's the weekend before.
Yeah.
It's the weekend before.
February
So
11th.
look at that. I mean, those good 2 back-to-back weekends. Just wishing that Bedard was there to actually play. Hopefully, he can skate and do the skills challenge because that dude has great stick handling skills, and I think he would do great. Even if he just does that and doesn't, he's gonna come up on the ice and give a wave and whatever, and then go sit down in his seat. But yeah, this really sucks because the city is literally starving to have a superstar to carry the mantle for the city, and right now we really don't have one at any one of our teams.
No, definitely not.
And are you guys reading that? If I'm reading this incorrect, Jonathan Toews is possibly coming back. What is that about?
Jonathan Toews.
Toews, sorry.
I don't think he'll come back. You're saying to the Blackhawks?
Mm-hmm.
He's had
Patrick Kane.
No, Patrick Kane, I believe, is with the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah,
So,
he's with Detroit.
It's usually what older Blackhawks do. They just they end up leaving, then they go over to the Red Wings to retire. That's just a natural. That's a natural. Ronick,
Right.
I think Savard played. I mean, everybody that's been a Blackhawk ends up over there. But I don't know because he's had medical condition going on for a couple years now, where it hasn't really allowed him to play a full season. So I don't know how healthy he is.
Tays had the long COVID symptoms, and like I said, he hasn't been able to play for, I think it's like 2 or 3 years now. So maybe he's coming out of that, finally. Because unfortunately, COVID, it did affect some people's lung capacity.
Correct.
For breathing and exertion. So like I said, if that hampered him at all, especially skating, I mean, it takes a lot out of you, because
you're gliding. Movement. I'm kidding.
No,
I hear you.
It's like soccer. It's constant movement. There's no 30 seconds in between plays. You're constantly moving. So
and you're wearing heavy equipment.
I took a class when I was younger.
Figure
I thought it was like a really great. I still skater. Picking up chicks. No, but I thought I was really good at it, and then I brought it up to my parents and like, no, you sucked. And I was like, oh my god,
damn,
I sucked.
She's like, here's the video. they threw the red flag and they said, here's the video. Look at this.
Listen,
all right, this is where we transition. You see a video right here of me. Go ahead.
The one great thing with me and Jose is like we get to go against like these young kids. And like we look like freaking Connor Bedard out there against some of these kids we play against.
Oh yeah,
with the PE programs.
Oh god.
So it's like, dude, I always used to join in. Like anytime I was doing like volleyball or hockey or whatever, like I'd make sure to call my own number every like once a day, and like go against these 8th graders and just be like, "What's up?"
Yeah,
oh, that's awesome.
I did that last year when I was doing elementary, and the 8th graders, they were like, "Oh, hockey? We don't play hockey here." I'm like, "Oh," I picked up all the athletes. I'm like, "Oh, you 6 versus me. I don't need a goalie." They're like, "You sure?" I'm like, "This will be easy work. Don't worry about it." I scored 17 goals on them, and they scored 1 on me because I rolled past my foot. And I was like, "This is fun, guys. This is fun." Unfortunately, you guys suck, and you're not good. And after that, everyone got into it because they wanted to beat me. So. It really sometimes it gets, you got to get the ball rolling that way, and you got to, show off your skills. But come on, I mean, hockey's fun, man. Floor hockey, ice hockey, it is just fun. And unfortunately, our superstar is down. And
it's in Toronto this year.
It's in Toronto.
So
damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So,
that would have been a kind of
nice
homecoming
for him.
Well, maybe Blackhawks tickets prices will go down, and then we can actually go to the game and not pay $90 to get into the building.
Oh, I told you we got to go on a weekday. That's the icing on the cake here.
I say those tickets are still $90 for that product.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the Bulls won.
Am I getting free hats and free T-shirts?
That's the only way.
I better be walking out of there with a bunch of free merch.
That's the only way.
I'll take it.
Oh, Zach with 9 points.
Merch.
Zach with 9 points. What a disappointment.
That's all-star points right there. That's all-star points.
Give him. I say this is the second game back. If he's not at least produced, because look at Vooch had 30 minutes and he still scored 21. But if he's not revved up by March, because he's going to stay. I don't see him.
You don't see him trading?
There's nothing. I don't want to keep him, but I don't see him going anywhere.
Yeah.
Just like Fields.
I mean, come on. Like how old is Drummond, and he's out playing Vooch right now? I mean,
love it.
Yeah. I mean, the resurgence.
Man, we were talking about that last week. The big man in the middle playing the original center role. I fucking love it. I'm tired of watching these centers just jack up threes and shots like they're all Steph Curry. No, you're not.
No.
Take your ass in the paint and do your fucking job.
Well, that's the thing. They're soft.
Love Drummond.
I mean, I will say this. I mean, Zach Lavine, 36 minutes. So he played 6 minutes in the overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't score, but
it cost me a parlay.
I wasn't watching the game, but hopefully he was a pivotal, role in getting the win of,
3 rebounds, 5 assists.
Maybe distributing the ball and not being, Zach Lavine. So
Yeah,
well,
3 rebounds, 5 assists. Hey, and he used one of his personal fouls.
I'm over here wishing that something good happens with my
snow globe. Snow globe.
Yeah, snow globe. I'm wishing something good happens.
Yeah,
for
you
our
keep
teams
shaking
right
that
now.
because we need a snowstorm, so I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Nah,
like I said, I'm thinking Zach looked in the mirror and maybe he changed.
Yeah,
Maybe he changed his ways.
If you get a snowstorm, you're gonna have to make it up at the end of the year.
No, because it's asynchronous. So they go online now and do stuff, so I don't lose a day. So and either day, I don't care. I don't
It's
mind
gonna be
working.
really nice outside.
I don't mind working. Right, I don't mind working in
snow.
June. It's beautiful outside. Right, we're going to the track in the field. Everyone's playing football or frisbee or walking. It's easy money, man. Easy money.
Big Z's like, don't worry, we'll make it up at the end of the year. Everybody sit down. We're gonna watch Rudy.
Oh yeah,
Or Mighty Ducks.
even better.
I remember those days where it was like our gym in middle school was being used for whatever purposes, like the choir or whatever, and we couldn't use the gym, and it would be like it was Hoosiers and Rudy. That was it. Like those were our gym classes for 3 or 4 days while the choir was using the gymnasium, and it was just like, really?
Hey, classic movies are classic movies. All right, boys, let's take a quick little break and we'll come back with what you watching, and we'll finish this episode up. So let's take this quick break and we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride, so do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
What up? It's Martin Moreno, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast with Big Z, Serg in the house. We got JC and Stevie-B refilling his drink at the moment. So let's wrap up our episode with what you watching. JC, what are you watching that is not sports?
Still watching Reacher.
Yes, sir.
Going on with that.
I'm all caught up.
Finally.
There's only 5 episodes right now, so
You didn't even know there were 5 episodes last week.
Right.
I did not.
He was like, yeah, I watched all of it. Like
season 2, by the way, season 2.
Right.
Other than that, I've been watching that Percy Jackson and the Olympians, whatever. If you saw the movies, basically you've seen this TV show.
Oh,
they're literally taking it like exactly script from the movies. So it's kind of a waste right now. I mentioned a TV show last week, The Magicians. I didn't really have a chance to explain it last week.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the margaritas, making me forget and whatever. But The Magicians, it was a show that was on probably like 3-4 years ago. It was on Sci-Fi. And what it is basically a group of people have, magical abilities, and then they attend a quote unquote university for 3 years and basically go on some journeys and whatever. And there is basically they call him the Mothman, who is the evil counterpart. But like I said, super interesting show. I definitely recommend it. Like if you're into that kind of weird sci-fi stuff, has some very dark, kind connotation or kind of feel to it. Kind of upbeat in the first like 2-3 episodes, and it just keeps going like darker into the story of it. So
that's all for
it
Steven.
kind of starts pulling you in to be like, oh shit, this kind of show is like actually kind of fucked up. But yeah, I definitely recommend that. Steven, your show I have to check out with Rob Lowe. Still haven't had a chance to do that. So like I said, I do plan on checking it out though.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I just finished it, so it got greenlit for season 2. Like I said, I think last week. So, Rick and Morty. Been watching some of that. I have to pay my Hulu bill. I get paid on Friday, so
Woohoo.
I'm not watching the Bulls game right now,
It's over.
or was watching it. So pretty much that. Caught up with Reacher. I think Reacher's a lot of people. I'm not saying any spoilers, but they're saying there's something missing that made season 1 so good. I think season 2 is really good. I mean, I don't have an issue with it. I think it's jam packed. I think the fight scenes are amazing. What they're doing and how tough he is, and like doesn't get a scratch on him because he's such a badass. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I haven't even played Fortnite all weekend. I just picked it up yesterday.
What? Who
Yeah,
are
I've
you?
been tired. I've been coming home, sleeping, getting my body used to this working life kind of thing now. So, yeah, and just watching whatever's on. I guess Always Sunny and putting stuff in the background. So
There you go.
Serge, what are you watching?
There you go.
I've been watching.
Wait. Before he says it, do we get to guess again like we did last week?
I don't think you're gonna guess.
I had a lot of fun, because you kept saying you got kids, so I was throwing out like left and right like all the kids shows.
I just remember Bluey. That's all I can remember.
Yeah.
Somebody saying Bluey.
Yeah, I'm like Bluey. What's it?
Honey Boo Boo.
Oh, Jesus.
Teletubbies? We got Teletubbies?
It's weird because I did watch Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah, that too.
I was watching on Netflix The Night Agents, and this is the first season. I think it's like 10 episodes, and it is actually really good. It's not disappointing at all from the first show to the last. Very
Night Agent. It was Netflix, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, that was
pretty intense.
Was it 6 or 8 months ago it came out? I believe it was a little while ago that it came out, but yeah, no, I second Serge. Definitely give it a shot. I won't say it's the greatest show ever, from an acting perspective, but definitely worth a watch. Especially seeing it's a Netflix, TV.
It was
show.
well written. Yeah, if you follow the
Yes.
plot, and it was well written. There's a beginning, middle, and an end to the first season. So this is the season. This is their first go around. I bet you second season will probably be better. I'm wondering if you guys are going to catch me off guard if there's a book to this, like you guys did to me with Reacher last week. So
So to me, like if you put like the Terminal List with like Pratt, like I would say like Night Agent is like the slightly B actor knockoff.
it is.
But good watch.
It was a good watch.
There you go, Serge. For me, I actually watched a movie. It was Transformers: Rise of the Beast. I thought it was good. I don't think it was the greatest.
La basura.
I thought it was decent. I thought Anthony Ramos, Dominic Fishback. You had Pete Davidson. I thought he was funny, and you had Ron Perlman in there. I thought it was a decent movie.
Post-credit scene.
The post-credit scene where the G.I. Joe post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see. I don't.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's a post-credit scene, so it's supposed to like crossover with G.I. Joe. So they're remaking a G.I. Joe for the third time.
I think
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on that MIB Jump Street crossover.
Yeah.
I want to see Tommy Lee Jones act with Jonah Hill. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
Tommy Lee Jones is like 100 years old at this point. Like, he looks bad. He looks old, disoriented. Yeah, he's not in good shape.
Can't be any worse than the Hemsworth MIB. So.
Oh, I did see someone, and I don't know if this is actually real or whatever, but someone posted a picture somewhere in Europe that said Fast 11. It's gonna go straight to Netflix in August. I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, I don't know if that's true. You know, I doubt it because, you know, the Fast franchise, while it being corny as hell, does go to the theaters. But I did like the last one with Jason Momoa. I thought he played a hilarious villain. And they tied in the storyline with the Brazil movie, which is either 4 or 5. I can't remember which ones it was. So
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, let them all
I'm sorry.
The more that franchise goes on, it's like the less I can watch it. It's just like you went from being like a car guy's movie
to superheroes.
To like all of a sudden your superheroes, like action, like I'm sorry, I don't care how many, like you could do some of those stunts 1,000 times. Yeah, you better pray for CGI because ain't no way you're doing none of that.
Oh no, that is all CGI. Yeah,
I don't have friends. I have family.
There you go.
According to Cat Williams, you know, Ludacris is Illuminati, so better watch yourselves.
Ooh. Yes, because he watches this show religiously.
Have you guys watched the Club Shay Shay interview?
I haven't seen all of it yet.
I didn't.
You want to talk about what you watching, man? Go watch the Club Shay Shay podcast with Cat Williams, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm mad about the wig with Steve Harvey. Okay, after just watching the Steve Harvey show.
Oh man, Cat Williams, he trashed Steve Harvey.
And there's interviews of Steve Harvey. He was on with Shannon Sharp talking about the Kings of Comedy and why it ended, and him being pissed off that he always had to go last, and Bernie Mac was in the middle, and Bernie Mac was crushing it, and the fact that Cedric
Bernie Mac was the funniest one.
Right.
No good cookies. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well,
and then Cat Williams in his interview came out and basically said, "Man, you called up and tried to steal Bernie Mac's role in Ocean's 11, and then someone else came out like, dude, all these comedians, all these people are coming out and saying Cat Williams ain't lying.
Yeah,
he ain't lying.
Receipts.
So you know, like I said, you know, you can say what you want, but if you're calling studios trying to take another man's job, I'm sorry, Steve Harvey.
And Steve Harvey is not a film guy. He's a TV guy.
Yeah. But not only that, like they pointed out, what was it, Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
Yeah.
Like basically Steve Harvey just stole the same role,
the same concept,
and you know, rolled it back out there. So Cat Williams was like, man, he stole everything that, you know, the comedian who was Mr. Cooper, you know, was doing.
Washed up basketball player versus the washed up musician. Yeah,
it's the same exact thing. Yeah, I mean, but look at that. Steve Harvey had like 7 shows being played at the same time. So the guy's making his money. I can't hate him for that. He does radio as well, so I can't hate him for being a hard worker. But hey, man, you fake it till you make it. The guy's got lots of money, but don't follow his relationship advice. I'll tell you that much.
Like I said, just to me, it's worth a watch. So, like, what you watching?
Yeah.
Everybody, go watch Club Shay Shay
after you're done watching this or listening to this, right?
Yeah, after you watch us.
I just hate Shannon Sharp. I hate him. I can't stand him.
Oh man, the whole interview, like Shannon didn't know what to say because Cat was just he was taking control, and like he's just like where do I go from here?
He was looking at his cards like, let me look at my next question here. Yeah, so yeah, that was definitely a funny thing to watch. So what's up, Steven?
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. All right, boys, it's time to get out of here, man. It's a school night, man. I'm not sure if I work tomorrow because of the snow, but it's still a school night.
I wonder if it's going to start right now. It's at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's snowing over here in Colorado, so.
Yeah, well.
I always snows over there.
Yeah.
No, our weather's way.
I think they're calling for 1 to 3 tonight, and then I heard Friday we're supposed to get like trounced with like maybe 8 to 9.
Jesus, it would be a Friday too. hopefully
that shit will be better.
It'll be nice, man. I could dust my snow equipment off and go skiing.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go plow, Mr. Plow.
Yeah.
I'd rather be going down a hill on skis.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there we go. All right, y'all. That's it for today. Thanks for listening. A big thank you to our sponsors, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt while they're still a sponsor. And search keyword True Chicago and promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That's TrueFan15. Get your shirts now. Check out Stevie-B show, The No Water on the Weekend, every Monday afternoon. Stevie-B and Sean provide funny content that is Chicago-centric or maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about New Year's resolutions and doing some trivia. And how long does that last, right? And we're talking about the Stanley Pink Cup, if you had to go get one for your girl this past weekend, because they dropped. So what else are we talking about? McDonald's in Arizona is shaped like an actual UFO, and Big Macs might be $15 coming up soon. So all that great stuff. You know?
All right. Shout out to Ronesh, Panic, and Serious Beats and Custom Made for the music we're playing on the audio version of the show. Check out paniconthebeat.com for your moment merch and gear. You can check us out on social media, True Shy TCSF Pod on Twitter. I got to get that over to Serg. I keep forgetting. You can find us on Facebook, IG, Spotify. Type in True Chicago Sports Fans. You'll find us there. Or you can email us at truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com. All right, y'all. For Stevie-B, JC, and Serg, I am Big Z. We'll see you next time for episode 177. And until then, be good to each other for the love of sports.
A few moments later.
Wait, the Bears are what we thought they were. What we thought they were.
This is not how we wanted it to go. You almost can't even make it up. It's that bad.
Oh, my goodness! Didn't see that coming!
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yup!
You have a lot of incest.
That's real.
Shut your mouth.
Lover boy.
Nature versus nurture, Lodge. Nature always wins.
I think he's on steroids.
Hasta luego, amigos! That's all. I shouldn't have had those artichoke poppers.
Thanks, Cub.